Okay.
Ее видно?
Yes.
Okay.
Ladies, how are you? Nice to see you. I wanted to talk to you today about, in the parasha of the Torah that we read today, we read about Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu went through a lot of tests, and it wasn't easy. Hashem kept testing him, time after time, time after time, time after time. We know that we can learn a lot from Avraham Avinu. From young age already, he was this type of a person that doesn't accept whatever people tell him. He has to search for the truth, and he has to search it himself, and he has to find it, and then once he finds the truth, he doesn't keep it to himself. He wants to teach it to everyone. He wants everybody to know the truth too. So he was a young boy, and his father, he used to sell idols that they used to make themselves, right? So once his father leaves him in his store, he was a young boy, a woman comes and she wants to buy an idol. And she tells him, how old is this idol? He says, only 1 week old, only a week ago my father or somebody did it themselves, they created it. And he tells her, you really want to buy this thing? It's younger than you. It was just created last week. Cannot do anything, And this is basically how he taught them. He said that these idols are nothing. What are you? This is how they used to do it. They used to worship these idols. Many years, some people they think that the sun is the most important power because it can heal. It does so much good. It gives light and it gives strength to people, to plants, to whatever. People used to worship the sun, the moon, the stars, all kind of stuff. And Avraham was called Avraham Ivri. What does it mean, Ivri? Ivri today is the Jewish one. Hebrew is Ivri. But years ago, there was no Jewish yet. Ivri means everybody is from one side of the world and he's on the other side. And he fights for it. And he wants to teach them the truth. Okay? And so he goes through a lot of tests. And the king wants to kill him because of that. He throws him to the pit of furnace of fire. And then he has to leave his land, and he has to go, and there's a hunger, there's a famine, the king takes his wife, and all kind of tests that he goes through. It says that Hashem tests only people that are strong. People that are not strong, Hashem even not trying to test them. It says b'Midrash Rabbah, it says in Tehillim, that Hashem tzaddik yivchan. Only righteous people, Hashem checks them, Hashem tests them. And there's 3 ways that the rabbis are trying to explain how Hashem tests people and what's the reason that Hashem tests them. Number 1, says Rabbi Yonatan, the Creator, God, He is like the guy that creates jars, sometimes from ceramic, sometimes from glass or whatever from. He does it, whatever material he does it from. When he wants to show it to his clients, which jar he takes and he taps them on it to see how strong they are? The strongest or the weakest? The strongest. Why? Because he wants to show to the clients, see how strong is this jar? As much as I tap on it, as much as I'm trying to heat it, it's strong. You cannot do anything with this, okay? One rabbi says that, Rabbi Yosef ben Hanina says, that there is a flaxen, a man that deals with flax, with linen. So years ago, today we don't have it, but years ago, whenever you wanted to sell linen, flax, you wanted to do it better, you had to beat it and heat it a lot, and the more you heat it, the better it is. This is how it becomes even better. It becomes more excellent. So One rabbi explains it that if this linen, this flax is not good, okay, the more you heat it, it breaks, it falls apart, it's not good. Okay, so he explains it, and soon I'll explain why he says that. And Rabbi Elazar says that it's like a farmer that has two cows. One is strong, one is not so strong. On which one is going to put the burden? On the strongest one, right? Okay? This is how Hashem tests righteous people. And this is what I explain over here. And Natzim Volozhin explains something nice. He says, when the one that creates the jars, okay, he taps and he beats and he knocks on these jars, okay. So who really takes advantage from this tapping and heating this jar? No one. I mean, nothing happens to the utensil. And the clients, they don't enjoy it. But the creator, the one that did it himself, he shows around. He brags about his quality of stuff, whatever he has, his merchandise, right? So this is when Hashem, he puts certain people in this world. And he wants to show to everyone, look at my people. Look how I'm trying them again and again. I'm testing them again and again, okay? And they don't break, and nothing happens to them, and they don't lose their faith in Hashem, and they keep believing, and they keep doing mitzvot, and this is the beauty of the Jewish nation, okay? As much as people during all over the history were trying to suppress them and kill them and lower them and humiliate them, they stood strong. Okay, you cannot really do nothing to them. In the second example, with this flaxman that heats, okay, crashes, tries to beat this flax, this linen. He says that the more you beat it, the softer it becomes. So when Hashem tests certain people, they elevate themselves. They become stronger from it. They don't break. They become stronger. They believe more in Hashem, and they even influence people around them. They influence people around them. People get encouraged from them. People learn from them. The beauty of people that Hashem tests. And the farmer that puts the burden on the strongest animal, when this strong animal works the field, what happens? So the field, the ground becomes better because he is able to plow it. Because it's a strong animal. So this is when, with these troubles and struggles that a man goes through, people go through in this life, they're able even to help out other people. They have kind of wide shoulders, and they're capable. Every one of us is challenged. Sometimes, it's a parnasa. Parnasa means all of a sudden he lost his job. And it's hard, and it's not easy. Things that you were used to, all of a sudden you're not able. The kids, and you cannot buy stuff to the house. It's hard. People go through all kind of other tests. Sometimes it's health issues. Sometimes it's problems in the house, children's education. Kids don't listen to the parents. They do whatever they want, and you kill stuff, and it's so hard for you. Sometimes it's from a spiritual point of view. You have all kind of challenges, and the question is, does this test break us, or are we able to elevate ourselves and become better, and become stronger, and even influence on other people, and inspire them? So, hopefully, we can elevate ourselves from these examples. I want to tell you a story, a real story, about somebody, how Hashem tested him. And this here I will try to explain you certain things that maybe are not so known to you because you're not in this, you don't go through these examples, but everyone goes through these things, and it's interesting to learn about other people as well. In Israel, there are some people, and here in America too, that are very, very religious. And they learn Torah, and they learn Torah all day long. They don't go to work. They just learn Torah. It's not easy. Their life financially is not easy because they don't have such a good income. But that's how they live, because they believe that the Torah elevates people, teaches them good qualities, usually more respect in the house, more higher values, and good, it teaches them good qualities. So there was this guy by the name Isaac, and he was learning Torah. It was Bachur Yeshiva, it was a yeshiva boy, and he was trying to find this girl that would like to support him so that he would continue learning all the time. And it's hard, and it's not easy, because not every woman, she wants to support the guy. She's going to work, and she's going to get pregnant, and she's going to have kids, and she's going to take care of the house, and he's going to learn Torah. But some people do that, and they would give everything for that. So he's looking for this type of a girl, and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to find.
Williamsburg, I work in Williamsburg. A lot of girls that get married, their husbands don't work.
Yeah.
The girl is supporting.
Yeah. Yeah.
My husband's cousin is like that. She has 4 kids now. She supports her husband.
But the community helps. They give
That's
them
very
some kind
nice.
of
Yeah, when the community
subsidy
helps, it's
and-
very good. Yeah.
not much, but they support learning.
Right. Basically, they have good values in there. They don't think that money can solve all their problems. When somebody is more spiritual, it's very, very good. So he's trying to look for a girl, but he hears that they go to matchmaking, and the matchmakers say they hear bad things about you. They hear bad things about me. What do I do? Do I go to nightclubs? No. Do I go? I don't know. Do I have a non-kosher phone? No. What they hear about me? They heard that he likes to volunteer in a hospital. He goes to visit sick children, and he cheers them up, and he spends time with them. And girls say that's how they learned in their schools. You have to understand. If the guy is totally in Torah, he's going to stay in Torah. But if he's doing other things around, he's not going to stay in Torah. So girls in his type of group of they didn't want to get married to him because they heard that he volunteers, that he doesn't spend all his life in Torah. He does other things as well. So he goes to his rabbi and he says, "What should I do? I really like this boy." And he explains to him how he met him. A few months ago, not a long time ago, he was walking on Shabbat afternoon in the street, and somebody asked him, please, can you help us? We need a minyan. We need 10 people. We need 10 people because we're trying to finish a Masechet, one portion of the Gemara, for a Refuah Shlema of this boy, and we need your help. He says, fine. He goes inside. He sits next to this boy. This boy, he already sees he has a Down syndrome. And on top of this, he has cancer already. And this boy is restless, and he doesn't sit in one place. And they say something, he sings aloud, he does stuff. It's hard for them to, they don't try to shush him because they understand that it's not up to him, this boy. But so this boy, Isaac. They start singing songs, and he's singing too, and he loves singing, and he starts singing out loud. And slowly, they sing slow songs, and songs for the neshama. This boy gets attached to him. He listens. He stopped, doing noises. He's hooked to him. He's listening to him, and he comes down. He's not hyper anymore. They keep singing and singing for a few hours. They sing. And slowly, this boy, he felt so good, he fell asleep. The parents tell Isaac, you don't understand what happened. This boy goes through such hard treatments in the hospital that it's very painful and he cannot fall asleep. And we try every night until he goes to sleep. It's very hard for him. He's restless. He doesn't find himself. It's so hard for him. And look, you sang a few songs and he fell asleep. He felt very good, this boy, Isaac. And the next day he felt that he must go and visit him again and see how is he doing. And this is how slowly he started to go to him every night. And this boy, he was supposed to get some treatments in the hospital, so he goes to visit in the hospital too. And one Shabbat he comes with a bunch of friends, and they all come next to him and they sing songs, exactly the songs that this boy likes. And slowly, it's a very hard boy, it's a Down syndrome, he doesn't understand everything, and he goes through these treatments and he's rebelling and he doesn't like them to treat him, and it's so hard for him. But this is his cure, this Isaac. He calms him down and he lets the nurses and the facility people to take care of him. One day, leave Isaac here for a second, a woman, Mrs. Gold, goes from the hospital. She used to visit her old aunt over there. She comes to the bus to go to her house. There's no room in the bus in the front of the bus. She goes to the back of the bus. In the back of the bus sat a bunch of teenage boys, not religious. They see a religious woman coming to the end of the bus, and they get upset. You religious woman, you go to the front, don't sit in the back. Sometimes there are these rules that women sit in the front, men sit in the back, or whatever. So they started to make fun of her. It's not your place, go to that. There was another woman sitting there, not religious, and she saw the behavior of these teenage boys. She comes next to her and she tells her, I feel so ashamed of our young generation. I'm telling you, they have no manners. They don't know how to treat older people, and it's really not nice. I apologize on behalf of them. And she tells her, but you know something? Even though I'm not religious, I admire your young children, your young teenage boys, religious ones. I'll tell you, I'm working, she tells her, as a head nurse in an oncology unit in Hadassah Har Tzofim Hospital, in that hospital and there's this boy that has Down syndrome, and now he has cancer, and it's so hard for us to treat him. And this boy, this Isaac, comes every day to take care of him. He sings him and he calms him down. I wish our kids would do the same. They don't care about other people. They care just about themselves. And I'm so jealous at you people, religious people, that you have this kind of people around you. So Mrs. Gold is asking her, really? And where is this boy coming from? She tells her, I don't know, but I heard he's coming from this big yeshiva. I guess she understood which big yeshiva she means. She went to her husband and she said, we're looking for such a long time for a good quality boy that's not only thinking about himself, but also making all kind of acts of kindness, chesed, to other people. Maybe we're going to find out about him. He tells her, but do you have any details? You just know that his name is Isaac and he visits a certain sick boy in that hospital. He says, I'm going to ask around. Big yeshiva, what could be this big yeshiva? I don't know, maybe she went to Mir yeshiva or something. She keeps asking, she went to the rabbi. He said, of course, I know Isaac. And basically, they were able to make a very nice matching shidduch. Because this boy, his father tells him, don't do that. It's not good for your name. Girls don't want to get married to you. Leave it aside. Concentrate on your learning. Don't do this. And he says, no, I want to help this boy. No, I think I'm doing the right thing. I don't think people have to tell me what to do. If I believe that I'm doing chesed, if I'm helping out this little boy. And this act of kindness that he didn't break him, but elevated him, because they become sensitive to other people around them. This person, believe it or not, of course can become much better husband to his wife, much better father to his children, because his eyes are and ears are open to other people, right? To other people. This is when, instead of breaking you and telling you, okay, everybody, there's a peer pressure sometimes, everybody's doing that, I have to do it too, No, he thought that whatever he's doing is right, and he went with this all the way, exactly like Avraham Avinu. Whenever he felt that he has to do something, he did that. Now, it speaks in this parasha about Avraham Avinu. In the age of 99, he's making to himself a circumcision, Brit Milah. Now,
99?
99-year-old. Now,
He wasn't before? He
no,
wasn't done before?
no, he wasn't done before. This is when God told him to do Brit Milah. Now,
How,
when
how he was learning Torah if he wasn't?
no, nobody did Brit Milah before. He was the first one. He was the first one, Avraham Avinu. From Avraham Avinu, Hashem told him, every boy that's born in 8 days old, you have to do Brit Milah. So Avraham was 99 at that point. He had a son, Ishmael. He was 13 at that point. And Yitzchak Avinu was born only after 1 year. He wasn't born yet. So when he was born, Brit Milah was done when he was 8 days old. And since then, all the Jews have to do Brit Milah when the baby is 8 days old. Imagine to yourself, a 99-old man is making to himself circumcision. How he feels?
Painful.
Not possible to imagine.
Now they say that on the third day is the most painful day, the third day usually, from doing the brit. And in that third day, Hashem purposely made a very hot day. Hot day, more than 100 and something degrees outside, so that nobody's going to go outside. Why? Because Hashem wants Avraham to rest. Don't run after guests like you always do. And Avraham is restless. Why? Because he wants to do good. He wants to do kindness to people. So he's sitting in the opening of his tent and he's looking for people. Hashem sends him, because he sees that he really wants to do a mitzvah, sends him 3 angels. These angels, by the way, are going to give him the good news that in a year exactly, your wife is going to have a baby boy. Okay? So, 3 angels are coming. Now, what type of people would Avraham host? Did he look only for doctors, lawyers, big businessmen, I don't know, rich people, good quality of no, he was looking for helping out. He always wanted to help out people, right? Now, it says in the pasuk, now look at this. Avraham Avinu, he was such a man that always liked to do good to people. It was instilled in him that he wants to have guests over all the time, hundreds and hundreds of people every day. That's how it used to be. He had a nephew, and also was the brother of his wife, Lot. Lot was another person that lived with him all the time. He learned from him that you're always supposed to have guests. You're always supposed to help out people. Okay? Now listen to this. It says that Hashem remembered Avraham and he wanted to save Lot. Lot decided that he doesn't want to live next to Avraham because all kind of financial issues, and he separated from him and went to live where? In Sodom. Sodom is a very bad place where people are very wicked. They don't have good qualities. They rob each other. They're not honest people. They're basically very, very bad people, and he wanted to live there. Why? Because he felt that he can become a stronger businessman, he can make a lot of money, he can become richer, the land was good, he had a lot of place for his animals and whatever, he wanted to stay there. He didn't care that the people there can influence him to the bad, him and his children and his family and everybody. He wanted to live over there. Hashem sends these angels that I mentioned that came to Avraham. After they give him the good news that his wife is going to get pregnant, then they're supposed to go to Sodom and destroy Sodom because they are bad people. And this Lot, he had the merit to be saved from this destruction. Why? Why? Because of his good manners? It says no, because of Avraham. What happened with Avraham that Hashem remembered and wanted to save Lot? Now listen to this. When Avraham was in Egypt, I'm sorry, when he went to also Egypt, and also to Avimelech. So whenever he went to Egypt, he said to the king that Sarah is his sister, because he didn't want that they will kill him. He didn't say he's her husband, he said he's her sister. The truth is that Lot was her brother, not Avraham. And now Lot, he could get a lot of money from telling on Avraham that he's the husband. Instead of telling on Abraham to the king, he kept quiet. Now you have to understand that Lot, the most important thing for him is money. When Hashem sends these angels to save him, they say, "Yeah, quickly, you have to go." It says that he took his time. Why? He wanted to take the loans that he gave to people. He wanted to take back money from this one. He wanted to collect money. He wanted to take all the jewelries, or whatever he could, because money was very important thing to him. Now, so we have two things. Put it on the scale. He has a mitzvah that instilled with him, that he accepts. He likes to host guests, like Avraham Avinu, because he was with him all the time. He learned from him. And from the other side, okay, money is a very, very strong issue for him. So why was this Lot saved? Which merit he had? The fact that he hosted people, or the fact that he didn't tell on Avraham Avinu? I want to emphasize the point even stronger. Think about this. Lot, he saw these angels and he asked them, please, come to my house. I want to host you. Please, I'll give you food. I'll give you whatever you want. Please. And it's not allowed to have guests in Sodom. Sodom is this kind of a corrupted place that do not allow to help other people. You know what they did to the daughter of Lot? She had a younger daughter that she saw a poor man. He was hungry. They are not allowed to eat, to give any food or any help or any money to needy people. She feels sorry for him and she wants to give him bread or something to eat, and they don't allow. So she used to trick. She used to take a jar that she would, draw water from the well. In that jar she would put one piece of bread, okay? And then she comes next to him, she tilts her jar a little bit, okay, and it falls, and she continues walking like she didn't give anything to this poor man. And this poor man, this is this piece of bread that gave him some life, because otherwise he wouldn't get anything from the people. Now this guy is staying there for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, he doesn't die. A whole week passed by, and he didn't die. Or people of Sodom are asking, who gives him food? They go, they search, they pay attention that every day this girl goes and she gives him some food. Aha, we caught you. It's because of you. You know which punishment they gave her? They put on all of her honey, let her stand on the top place, on top of the mountains or something. All the bees came to her to sting her, and this is how she died. What basically was their message? You want to be honey? You want to be cute? You want to be nice to people? That's very nice. But you know something? One bee that's going to come and sting you, it's not going to be the end of the world. But this honey draws more and more bees. You want to make one kind of act of kindness to people? One beggar will bring another beggar and another beggar and another. These people are going to take all our money. We're going to stay moneyless because of all these beggars. This is how they felt. This is how corrupted they were, these people. So Lot sees these people, but he knows that he's supposed to have people over. He cannot leave them outside, and he asks them, please come in. Now imagine to yourself, how can I make it stronger? 70 years ago, there was this Holocaust. We were World War II in Europe. Yeah? Imagine to yourself, the Nazis are going outside, and every Jew that they're going to find, they're going to kill him, okay? A Jew comes and knocks at your door. You are not allowed to host Jews. Will you let him in? Yes or no? No? Yes? So Jewish people usually they have they are merciful usually. They will open the door. If somebody knocked you, what can I do? So come in, and he will hide him. He will. When you go in the street and you see Jewish people out there, would you ask them, please come to my house? Yes? But they're searching for this, and it's not allowed. It's kind of a question already. It's not that easy. But yes, Jewish people usually are merciful, and they will let these people into the house. And let's say you see people outside, you ask them, would you like to get to my house, to come to my house? They say, no, we'll manage, don't worry. How would you feel? I did my share. They don't want to come, it's their problem, right? Look at Lot. Lot wasn't such a righteous person from what the examples that we see here. But he was more than every other Jew would do. He sees these angels, and it's not allowed. Then he asks them, please come to my house. And they say, no, we don't want, we're fine, don't worry about us. He says, no, he insists, please come. And he brings them over. And all the people of Dom are getting into his house, and they say, take out these people, we want to revenge, we want to... This is this type of place that he lived on, this Lot. So when Hashem sends angels to save him, which merit for Achnasat Ochim, accepting the guest, hosting guest, or the fact that he kept quiet and didn't say anything about Avraham Avinu. So they say, everyone, the evil inclination works on him in a different way. Evil inclination comes to you and it tells you, kill that person. Will you do it? No. Because this thing is conquered by you. You would never do such a thing. But you would come on a weak point of view. Let's say you're not so strong about, certain laws, about Lashon Hara, about tzniut, covering up, about, certain laws that you're not so careful about. This is when he can come and ask you, do it, and you won't have a choice, and people can fail in there.
It's harder to keep quiet.
It's harder
to keep quiet.
Because for Lot, the law of Achnasat Ochim, of hosting guests, it was so instilled by him, it became a nature. He cannot do anything about this. He was born like that, and he learned it from Avraham, and he does it. But the money was such a strong issue by him that even when they come to save him, he stayed around, and he wanted to take some more things with him, and it was so important for him that Hashem remembered him this merit, that he didn't say anything about Avraham Avinu, and because of that, he was saved. This is a nice thing that we see about Lot. I want to tell you a story. There were two friends that live here in the United States. One was called Yaakov, let's say, and one was called Benji, let's say, okay? Yaakov was a religious guy. Benji was not. Benji was into taking care of the body, going to the gym, making money, invest, okay, in another asset, another thing that he buys to his house, another, brand name, glasses, sunglasses, clothing, all kind of suits, all kind of stuff, things for the house, things for his wife. This is what he invested the most, materialistic life, not spiritual. And Yaakov is trying to tell him, come on, it's not the most important thing. This thing won't last. The world, you cannot know what happened. Have some spirituality inside you. Cannot talk to him. One day, there were two merchants, Yaakov and Benji, there were two merchants that dealt with antiques. They bought and sold, Judaica basically. One day there was this big auction that they did on the 90th floor of the Empire State Building. They come there, and one of the things that was on sale, one of the things in the exhibits was a very expensive goblet from China that belonged to one of the Tsars, one of the Caesars of Japan. Okay? So they give a price, minimum price was $500, and from some reason, nobody bought it. And it was sold to Benji that gave the first offer, $500. Now the guy that owned this goblet was a very Japanese, or older Japanese man. He was very disappointed. This thing costs hundreds and thousands of dollars. What is this $500? Well, it was a legal thing. He couldn't cancel this deal. He didn't know what to do with this. But he wanted to save it and to give it some I don't know, some dignity to this cup. He told Benji, you know, go downstairs. I'll give it to you covered downstairs, not here. He said, fine. He picked up the stuff. He went downstairs to the lobby. He waits outside the building. And then somebody calls his name from the 90th floor and throws to him this goblet that's wrapped, throws it to him so that it will become pieces, pieces, pieces. I gave you my share, says this Japanese old guy, but you're not going to get it the right way. So as it comes down, you know, it's a long way from 90th floor. Yaakov is next to Benji. And he tells him, would you spend $500 for this thing now when it's all pieces and pieces and pieces? He says, no, I won't give it even a penny for that. He says, you see, when you invest on something that you don't know how long it's going to stay, and when there's no eternity to it, you're losing it. Sometimes we invest to buy another thing to the house, to go to the gym, to make the hair this style, and to make the face another Botox and another thing.